Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Back with another vehicle for sale, another import for sale. This time a 1992 Nissan Gloria Brougham edition. So do a little walk around to this immaculate vehicle. Give you a little insight on what the Gloria really is. The Gloria, the Cedric, and the Cima all were basically Nissan's luxury vehicles before the Infiniti brand was created to branch out of Nissan. So this car is definitely a luxury. As you can see, the paint's in just immaculate condition. But the best way to describe a Gloria to someone who doesn't know what they are is it's essentially a four-door Nissan 300ZX. And I say that because it shares more than one characteristic with the Z32 300ZX. Not only does it have rear-wheel drive, just like the Z car, and pillarless doors, as I'm showing right here. As you can see, no bars around the doors. But it also shares the same suspension components as the Z32 300ZX and shares the same engine, the VG30 DE dual overhead cam engine. As I know you can tell, this paint is just immaculate. Just water beads up on it like it's nothing. As you can see, just crazy reflections. No blemishes at all. Just look at that. Let me walk back around, show you guys the interior. You can see pillarless doors, which is so cool. And one of the many features making this a more luxury vehicle is all the doors have little lights, little mud lights underneath the armrest. So when you open the doors, you can see where if there's any puddles or something on the ground, which is very, very cool. Modern day cars have it, but that was unheard of for 1992. As you can see, it's got seat controls, but the power seats are only for the driver. Then you just got the window controls, the window lock switch, the door locks. And then also with the power seats, you have a lumbar switch on the seat for the drivers only. And then under the armrest, you have the gas cap and the trunk release. So you just press this one for the gas and you pull this one for the trunk release. And what's very cool about this car is it has the one touch down and one touch up driver's window, not just the one touch down. But that lace, just look at that lace. It's so cool, so cool. As you can see, the seats are in just great condition. Armrest, the floor mats, factory floor mats. Showing a little wear, but nothing too insane. There we go. That mileage, 28,000 kilometers. That's certified mileage. That's under 19,000 miles here. So this is definitely a like-new vehicle. The dash, there's no bubbles, cracks, or anything. Not sure what they had there. Probably a little camera mount or a little cell phone mount or something. The analog clock. It's hard to see, but it's a white face with gold dials, and there's a few other white and gold accents in this car that really just tie it all together. But you got your climate control, radio, ashtray. This is an automatic with the 4-speed automatic transmission. And you've got your overdrive switch. And then down here, I think this is really cool. One, that the fact that this car came 1992 with a electronic emergency brake, which is not working on the vehicle as of now, but is still very, very cool to see and cool to know that they had that back then. But also right here, you can see we have snow and power for the automatic transmission. That's very, very cool for the 1992 car to have essentially a sport button and a snow button to limit revs and to control traction control a little better. Yeah, as you can see, just Immaculate condition. Another cool feature is the lights only come on with whatever doors open. So if I was to go around the other side, close the driver's door, come around to the passenger, only the passenger light will kick on now. So that's very cool. It's just very specific. Every door has its own nice chrome ashtray. Very 90s. And it has a very deep glove box. Obviously well kept. Little cup holder placing. Under the center console, very simple. Just a one din console. Plenty for receipts and sunglasses. You can see right there the little Gloria bird on the lace doilies. That was it. This car is all factory, but has 2 dealer options added. The lace covers and these chrome rain guards were added as a dealer option. Because running essentially coupe doors, you can't crack your window at all with any rain or anything outside. It's just all gonna come in and hit you in the face. Very not fun. Again, even the rear doors have that little mud light. More chrome ashtrays. The lace goes all the way to the rear. And then if you wanted this center up, the lace will actually come and fold over top of that. But since I have it to where the center console is down, you just have the flap back here. But what's something that is very cool about this center console, it's not only that it's lace covered, single din like the front, but it has controls. It has a control box back here to control the radio and the climate control from the rear seats. That is very, very cool and unheard of for 1992, except in Japan. Another thing that the rear center controls manipulate is the air purifying box that's located in the rear behind the rear seats. When this car was new, it had the air purifying, and with that you had a choice of 2 pre-installed scents. Now obviously all the scents are gone, worn out, but still very cool that this car had that optioned, and even cooler that you could control it from the rear seats. Alright, now we're back up to the front. Show that steering wheel with the climate control switches and cruise control on the steering wheel. We're going to go down here to pop the hood. And then right here, we're going to open the trunk and the gas cap. Very cool hood ornament. And a nice quirky feature about that is it has a small light behind it. So at nighttime, when you have your lights on, there's a tiny little light in the hood ornament, just barely illuminating it. And as you can see, very, very clean, very, very well taken care of engine bay, with a very interesting intake manifold on this VG30DE. 4-cam, 4-valve, 2-throttle, powered by Nissan. Show you the chassis plate. There you go. VG30 RE4 transmission. Chassis code PY32. Also very cool chrome mirrors. Just a very clean color configuration. Just a dark color with some chrome, white gold accents. As you can see, the trunk is not too terribly large because you don't have the wall going into the rear seats to keep the air purifying box back there, but still plenty of room. And as you can see, everything's just like as new as possible under here. New jack, new spare. It's cool. It comes with those wheel chocks as well. So the Z cars and I guess the Glorias from Japan all come with factory wheel chocks, Nissan factory wheel chocks to put behind the rear wheels as you lift up the vehicle to do any maintenance on it. So that's very cool. Nissan's just looking out for you. It's that nice looking trunk. That's what I was saying about the white and gold accents on this car. Just super subtle, not that flashy, but just enough. And just the gas caps on the driver's side. That translates to unleaded fuel only. You don't need to run the high octane as a daily in this vehicle. But something very cool about this car is right under here. Right there on the muffler. You see that little valve? I'm still not 100% sure what controls that, if it is the power button or just a vacuum line for wide open throttle. But this has a valve in the exhaust from the factory. That is very, very cool for any car. More or less something from 1992. As you can see, just some spackles of rust. This car is essentially rust-free. It is just in immaculate condition. Inside out, underneath, on top of, just everywhere. Few small blemishes right there on the corner, if you can see that. And another one up here on the front. Same on this front corner. It just looks like they brushed up against something. That is nothing major at all for a 26-year-old vehicle. You lower this hood back down. The hydraulics work very, very well on it. This car is just full of nice surprises. Back inside and crank it up. Now I must warn you, when you're cranking this vehicle, there is a sound coming from the ventilation behind the dash. It just sounds like one of the little plastic valves that's supposed to be turning to change the ventilation just is getting stuck. Probably has some dust in it or whatnot, but all the ventilation works, the AC works, the heat works, all the different settings of the ventilation work perfectly. It's just right at the crank up. Well, you'll hear it. There you go, that ticking. And it goes on every time you crank it for about, what, 5 seconds? You can time it in this video, but it stops. It's just something getting adjusted inside the vehicle. Yeah, like those revs. Just instantly going down. Telling us to put on our seatbelts, I think. But yeah, as you can see, no check engine lights, everything works fine. That mileage though, 28,000 kilometers. That's just unheard of for a 26-year-old vehicle. It has automatic headlights, or you can just click them all the way on, and the fog lights all work perfectly. Nice little JDM quirk for your little toll card or ID or whatever little card you need to keep there. You can keep your card there. And then down here, when you push this is your mirror controls and your antenna controls, which is very cool, just kind of hidden away. And if anyone, comment below, if anyone knows what goes in this little place right here, I'd love to know. This car's pretty well tricked out with features, but the only thing I could think of that the mirror options don't have is a heated mirror. So I'd be curious to know if they had heated mirrors back in 1992. As you can see, that is I've translated these. So the purchaser would like to know, I can absolutely tell you what all these buttons do. This is to cut on the AC, and this is just your econ vent. And then over here is to turn on the air purification and to choose what 2 cents you would like to have. Still very cool, just the fact it's here. And I think it's that one. Nope, it is not that one. That one is, I think, the ambient wind. So it's just a light breeze of outside air because you don't want too much going on. There we go. Outside temperature, which is just, again, Today for modern cars, that's nothing to have, but for 1992, that is very, very cool. The radio does work. Obviously we can't get too many stations here. Basically we can only get one station, and it comes in off and on because it's a little too far away from my location. But it all works fine, the AM, the FM. I have not tried the tape deck out, but how everything is working, I would assume that it would work just the same. Front ashtray. Yeah, it might have been used. The car does not smell at all. At all. This car came from auction, and you would have thought it had been detailed before the auction, and it hadn't. You know, the car had been sitting for a few weeks, maybe a few months before it had gone up for sale. And just to arrive in such immaculate condition, it didn't take me very long to spruce up what had been done. But as I'm going to show you right here, you got your power button, and then your snow button. So again, that's just very, very cool. Transmission. It beeps when you're in reverse, which is odd and quirky. It beeps on the inside, not on the outside. But if you've noticed, check out the light. I'm in park, the light's on. You put it in reverse, all the interior lights go off to minimize, like, I guess your eyes dilation from the inside lights when you're trying to look into your mirrors if you're backing up at night. So that's just very cool. Then put it in neutral, the lights come back on. And then something that I'm not sure if you did see, but that little light right there is a nice little ambient light that just shines down right here. So when you're just driving at night, you have a nice little ambient light for the middle, and it does the same for the rear pillars for both the passengers and the footwells of all the passengers. So just very, very cool. Unheard of for 1992. Cut on the lights for you, both the headlights and the fog lights. While I'm here, I mentioned it, but we have the one touch down. Nice. And one touch up. You ain't got to compromise on one or the other. You can see how the lights work. Let's go around the back. Show the tail lights. There we go. Nice little rumble from the 3-liter. I have been very pleased owning this vehicle and driving it for the past few weeks. It's got plenty of pep, plenty of torque, get decent gas mileage, and just rides like a dream. If you have any questions about this import or any other vehicles I may have for sale, or if you're interested in having a vehicle imported from Japan, feel free to message me today. I'll have all my contact information in the description below. Hope everybody has a wonderful day.